This is Jane Low and I'm at Techweek Singapore 2025. With me today, I'm very pleased and very privileged to have Syed all the way from Pakistan, if I understand right, to join us to talk about the latest trends and developments in AI-powered cyber security. So thank you, Syed, for your time today.
Thank you very much for inviting me again in the session.
All right, yeah, we of course spoke 12 months ago, and there's lots to catch up on the latest, what has been happening, especially with AI now accelerating so much. But before we do that, right, just to give our audience a flavor of, how you see the cyber threat landscape from your perspective, because you have been in Pakistan doing cybersecurity for decades. So tell us, what from your perspective are different or unique in that region part of the world?
That's really important and a specific question. And for the audience, this is very important to know the cyber threat landscape from the banking and financial institution perspective. For last 3 years, the rules of cybersecurity has been rewritten. The AI has introduced new ways of exposure of the data, and hackers are actually using it in a massive and an aggressive way. So importantly, what we are actually doing in the space of this, we are actually making the threat actor profiling by examining the patterns, by examining the threat actor behavior, by examining what countries he compromised at, by examining what organization he is actually intending to do. So, and after examining all the data set, we create a threat actor profile, and we include the IOCs and IOAs, what is important, what needs to be secure, what not need to be secure. We add it in our global repositories. By editing these data set, we know that out of 500 threat actors, we are now ready to fight against those 500 threat actors which are common, and we know their threat actor pattern. That there is a very famous statement: if you know your enemy and know yourself. So we know our enemy and know ourselves.
Right, of course, yeah. When we talk about cyber security, is really, or rather cyber threats, is really a borderless crime, right? So whether you are based in Pakistan or say I am in Singapore, we are looking at cyber criminals or threat actors that are based perhaps outside our borders. So in terms of similarities and differences in looking at this threat landscape, there could be a lot of similarities.
So there are common similarities which we saw in various regions, because not only in Pakistan, we do have branches globally, and the way we operate is we need to assess the global threat landscape, what is happening in Singapore, what is happening in UAE, what is happening in Belgium. So we do have branches across the world, but also we are examining it from the global scale, that what other banks are actually doing in the same capacity, what other organizations are doing in the same capacity, and what we need to adapt as a technology. Adoption new technology is not a bad thing, but keeping that in learning continuously new technology creates an edge where behind the hackers, that it will give you the scale to go beyond technology.
Yes, so talking about new technologies, right? Of course, AI, you just mentioned as, also a theme of this interview. AI has accelerated in the 12 months since we last spoke. So tell us, what are the newest, trends or developments that really concern you or is quite alarming?
Last time we had a conversation, and I told that there were AI model which helps to generate the sophisticated phishing email. Now the AI is able to create a visual graph. Now is AI able to mock your thumb, to clone your thumb. Now AI is also able to generate a fake video and audio in a very, very positive manner. Now AI is also helped to bypass the multi-factor authentication mechanism. 12 months has gone, threats and the threat catalog has increased a lot. And due to that, the hackers' exposures on the internet become more aggressive. Using AI technology, they are now impacting customer from the physical attacks, not from the digital attacks. What does that mean? Physical attack means they are actually cloning the customer thumbprint, they are cloning the customer identity, they are taking the customer pictures, using those pictures as an authentication mechanism.
So what you're saying, last time when we spoke, you were saying that, we just need less than, between 5 to 10 photographs of ourselves for a deepfake to be created. So now you are saying that the threat has accelerated beyond that to create very live looking photos or videos for real-time authentication, biometrics authentication.
Exactly. This is the important point. Last time, as I told, that if we take any 5 to 10 pictures, we can create a fake video. if we have the 10-second voice, we can create a voice of a person. This was 12-month old story. Now the real story is, if I have your fingerprint and I can clone that fingerprint using AI technology, using sophisticated method. So this is your fingerprint. I am actually now impersonating your digital identity. Your thumbprint is now become your digital identity, and now I am actually, you cannot remove your thumb from your hand. Now I am actually impersonating your physical identities, and this is very much serious concern, that where the technology need to be focused on, where the technology needs to be revamped. Like, if a human, that's we call liveliness feature, that if the system is unable to detect the liveliness of the thumbprint, it fails, and it will allow to bypass certain checks.
We're talking about thumbprint, so the next step would be iris.
Maybe.
All right, okay.
Maybe the next would be iris. Recently, hackers are taking the photographs of a person from the closer view, and they take checks head, eyes as a parameter to detect, and these are the references which you give to the AI. It creates a sophisticated 3D model, and that 3D model helps for scanning purposes in various phones. I must not mention the name of the phone, but if you show the picture of a person for authentication purpose, it will bypasses that authentication, and using your face in a picture can authenticate your identity on the phone.
Well, that's quite concerning, actually. We're going to talk about some cyber detection methods. But before we do that, right, so you are in financial services, and we talk about deepfakes, and a lot of them, social engineering or now biometrics bypasses to steal money. Has that kind of threats expanded to include like stealing intellectual property, stealing corporate secrets, stealing other information?
Initially, there are hackers, there are APT groups who are impersonating the customer data, who are impersonating the customer identity, and those customer identities got compromised, and their not intellectual property but their financial data got breached. Their identity got exposed, and the customer who has the financial value got impacted, because using some social engineering mechanism, they impersonated the social media profiles, and once they impersonated the social media profile, they start asking the amount to be transferred in their account. They claiming that they belong to that personality. They show that I am the person, I need money in my account, I am in trouble, I can't call, I can't message, so I need immediate assistance, I need money. So in that purposes, using their identity impersonation, hackers got a valuable amount in their account.
So I just want to go back to the point about cyber defenses, right? Because we are cyber defenders, and you talk about all these increasing threat landscape with bypassing of biometrics and measures. What are cyber defenders doing to detect these attacks?
The cyber defenders are doing in their role to detect the forged, the fake identities using some technology view. Like if there is a change in a device, in a hardware, in a model, in a firmware, and we examine the geolocation of a customer, that this customer have never logged in from that region. So this shows the red flags. Also, there are some other mechanisms where we examine the customer data set, that this customer usually don't go in this region. This customer never logged from Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi. This customer never logged from 4G networks. This customer is currently logged in from one region, how he can log in next 2 hours from another region. So this shows the red flags in examining the customer data. So in that case, the defenders are doing and analyzing those records from an analytical view using AI mechanism.
Right, so like location sort of analytics. So in terms of actually detecting whether it's a fake biometric, that technology is still, I guess, emerging.
This is very important question. Recently, now the system is currently unable to detect once the biometric has gone through and passes the authentication mechanism. So after that, the system doesn't verify the authentication mechanism, because it's the device which verifies the authentication mechanism, and it's dependent on the device. We are dependent on the device authentication.
Right, okay, I understand, okay. So what you're saying is that if the biometrics happen to bypass, but it will possibly fail the device geolocation detection mechanism.
Definitely.
Right.
There are certain aspects like device geolocation, phone IMEI number, IMSI number, and also the phone number to which the device has logged in. These parameters actually help us not only the biometric factor but other factor when customer claims that I have been scammed, I have been fraud. So we examine those areas from this perspective, and after examining this, we assure the customer that this is not the actual customer. This is somehow the scammer is actually doing on behalf of customer.
Right. Okay. So I just want to touch very quickly on another aspect of cyber defense, AI-powered cyber defense, right? So we are talking about automation, about now a lot of talk about agentic AI, right? Raising the autonomy of AI algorithms in the background to fight in this AI versus AI era, right? But there's also a lot of talk about human in the loop. How have you seen that human in the loop concept used in cyber defense?
Human in the loop concept actually allows us to for like protecting customers. I usually speak and say to various organizations that multiple organizations are actually doing employee education as a formality for ticking box, for making it as a compliance perspective. Taking customer as a serious note, we as a bank has taken customer on a serious note. We do live drills, we educate employees and customers on site. We call them, we invite them, we educate them, but not using the traditional methods like sending them the link to go and study, to have a 1 minute video, and after that video you just got a quiz, you complete that quiz, and after completing the quiz you will get a certificate. This is a traditional mechanism. Now they need the actual awareness, the live awareness, the drills which can help them growing. The surprise drills allows them to know the exact attack pattern, how attacks are being perpetrated and articulated by using attackers methodology, and this will help customers also, but not customer but organization. And this has a scale up our 45% increase in the human technological aspect. The effectiveness which we provide to the customers made us 45% increase to the customer efficacy ratio.
Yes, yeah. When it comes to cybersecurity, we focus so much on the technology aspect, but sometimes we could forget about the human aspect, which is humans are the biggest asset, but also, in this regard, we need to raise the awareness, and hopefully this podcast is one of them, right?
Yes, definitely. It's for the human awareness, and like traditional way, usually there are technologies which help human not to click on the phishing link, not to click on the quishing link, not being scammed using smishing or wishing techniques. But there are other aspects like dumpster diving, tailgating, shoulder surfing. We need to see the complete social engineering coverage. Attackers are not using these common methods now. They are actually capturing the trust of the customer. Once they capture the trust of the customer, they deceit. Like baiting is one of the common technique they apply for the customer. Quid pro quo attack. They claim, they said that you invest in this, we will give you the higher benefits. So they are technology less areas, and that has been massively used in the social engineering techniques where the focus of the organization is less. That is very important to guide the audience that to be aware from such cyber threats.
Yeah, social engineering is usually the first step into the organization, right? That's how the threat actors gain access. Yes, so we touched very briefly on law enforcement earlier, and you have been in digital forensics for a long time, right?
Yes, I have been in digital forensic for a long time, and I used to work with various organizations and provide forensic assistance. If there is a case of data leakage, insider threat, ransomware attack, or hackers are penetrated in the organization, where it is the place where the forensic role comes in and jumps in.
So how do you see this AI helping or not helping digital forensics for cyber defenders?
Digital forensic is using AI in various aspects. We set up the AI model offline. We give the AI model to the historical data. We provide the AI model historical data and analyze the trend, that how we can assess people process and technologies using AI. So AI helped us in various aspects. Like it examined the process, that this is the weak process where we see that there are a lot of people who are repeatedly doing the same mistake. So we need to reassess the process. In another scale, we saw that there are common mistake performed by the people. They are downloading some critical files and then sending it on the personal email. So AI assisted us and let us know that this is the common mistake. It should be communicated as an advisory to the organization. So this is how we are actually educating the people, process and technological aspects.
Oh, right, yes. So pattern recognition in some ways or forms.
Yes.
Right. Right, okay. I think we have a lot to cover, but I just have one last question, really. Last year, when we spoke, you had one takeaway advice for our audience out there. Don't overshare our social media profiles, photos, right? So now 12 months has passed. What is the latest advice you will share with our audience in this AI-powered cyber threat era?
In this AI-powered, there are numerous platforms where we upload the picture. We ask the AI model to articulate that picture. So AI gives you a very sophisticated picture. You are wearing a coat and a tie, and it gives you a satisfaction that my picture has revamped. What I advise to the audience is, if you are following this type of technology, you become the prisoner of technology. And once you become the prisoner of technology, so you are dependent on the technology, and you cannot ensure that whether your data remains secret, confidential, and privacy remained. Also, another advice for the audience, last time I said that don't upload unnecessary photographs over the internet, don't share your public profiles. Now my advice to the audience is, be aware from those links which provide you the sophistication, the functionality in a very cheap cost, or maybe sometimes in a free manner. But they require access of your phone. Previously, they required the picture, they require the voice of you. Now, sometimes they require the access to your phone, because to collect the whole gallery of your data, to collect the whole contact information. They said that we can give you this, we can guarantee you accessing the complete library of AI assets. So by doing so, you are not only compromising some picture, but you are now compromising the whole digital assets which you own.
I think we can deep dive into that in terms of traditional cyber risk measures that we should also rely on in whether it's an AI era or not. But unfortunately, we have come to the end of our podcast. So thank you, Syed, for providing us with an update since the last time we spoke 12 months ago in terms of the latest trends in this AI-powered cyber threat landscape. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.